Stephen A. Smith got an earful from LeBron James. Fresh off a $100 million contract, freshly signed with ESPN. He think he's going to go to courtside with his people. Everything's going to be good. LeBron said, hell nah. And from what the lip readers are saying, quote, after the Lakers-Knicks game, I think he said, I'm going to tell you one time, bro, keep my son out of this shit, bro. That's what he allegedly said in a viral video. Now, this was a private conversation, and I got a lot of different problems with it on both sides of the fence, but I'm going to start here. I'm a big LeBron James fan. I've been a big LeBron James fan, but I don't like everything he does. And one of the things that I think he is, and his team is like they embody, this is overly sensitive, bro. Like, seriously. How do you got so much smoke for Stephen A. Smith and the first time you see him, you go talk to him, but Skip Bayless been out here tripping for years? Please, can we step to these low lies first before we get to this black man on TV, and now we're having this black man to black man moment. But that's neither here nor there. That's just something that just bothers me. But the fact of the matter is he's still overly sensitive. You hijacked a legacy franchise. It's you all in the Celtics, and Los Angeles is unquestionably the biggest media market. So you're telling me you're in the biggest media market and people can't talk about your NBA player son? And I understand the Netflix thing did a great job of going through of how he was at USC and things could have took a turn for the worse, but they didn't. So I can understand him as a parent. And that's what Stephen A. Smith said. I got a chance to talk to LeBron, the father, the parent. That wasn't a basketball player. But in that same breath, he is an NBA player on the Los Angeles Lakers. There will be times throughout First Take, Fox Sports, wherever, where Bronny will come up. And you hijacked a legacy franchise, not Orlando, not even Cleveland. I do consider Cleveland a legacy franchise, but not Oklahoma City Thunder, the Los Angeles Lakers. You told them you must draft my son at the end of the second round, give him guaranteed money too. And by the way, when we have home games, he's going to play. Because no matter how you want to slice it, whether you feel he's an NBA player or not, if you do feel like he's an NBA player, should not be playing in the first quarter of any game. That is just bar none. I'm sorry. Everybody knows why he's playing. So let's just keep it a buck. So if you know those kind of things and you've done those kind of things that put your son in that kind of situation, you got to be prepared to come with the criticism, not just of you, but of him as well. I could completely understand that. Stephen A. has used this to his benefit, meaning he just got a $100 million contract, and it's a lot to do with the same topics. Whether it's LeBron James, the Dallas Cowboys, Bronny James, whoever, the New York Knicks. He talks about quite a bit. He's always on the airways, but those are the main things you remember him going for as far as LeBron versus Michael Jordan and stuff like that. Those are arguments that he's known and said many, many times over. That means he has worked for it. He's earned it. I love the video where he talks about how he had to come up out the gutter just to get to where he is. But with that being said, you do use LeBron, you do use Bronny, you do use Dallas Cowboys, a lot of the main tropes to get the big audience in, and that's a part of the contract that you got. And now you're using your platform to take a private conversation and now talk about it, not only on First Take, he's going to talk about it on his own podcast show, Stephen A. Smith Show. And just as an aside, it's kind of funny. He's like, man, I got $100 million. I'm still doing a YouTube channel. That's kind of crazy to me. But nevertheless, he has gotten this conversation into the lexicon. He's already commented on it. I'm sure he's going to comment it on some more. My big thing with both of them are these are private conversations, both ends. They both could have these private conversations. So I feel Stephen A. Smith when he says, you have my number, or people around you in the sphere of you have my number. The person that works under you, Maverick Carter, the person who works under you, Rich Paul, which he said has my number. They have contacted me, they have texted me before. You can call me. I was in Los Angeles. You could have invited me to the house. You could have came to the hotel. I can completely understand that. And I understand LeBron saying, when I see you, it's on site. I get that, but hey, How about you say, I'm going to talk to you in private? Because you're in the middle of the crypto arena. I was about to say Staples Center. Everybody see you going to talk to him. You knew that. But the people that are commenting are, well, he addressed Bronny publicly. He should go talk to Stpehen A publicly. Da da da. But you're running down on a famous media member, a person who gets paid to cover professional athletes, including the NBA, and you're questioning him right then and there. I think that part of it is lost. If you want to have a private conversation, have it. Let's not be so public. I'm done with the theatrics on this. I really am. Because you know good and well, the only reason why your son is on the team is because of you. I'm not saying Bronny's not an NBA player, but the reason why he's on the Los Angeles Lakers is you. Now, the reason why he got drafted at all, period, is you. The only reason why he played in the first quarter of NBA games is who? You. The only reason why JJ Redick is the head coach of the team is thank you. So you got this super team now. We got Luka in, and now you still want to address Stephen A. Smith. And I get it. I get it. Your father, I can understand you want to come to your child's aid, but to me, it was not a good look, bro. It's just not. I don't mind you addressing homie. I really don't. Some of the stuff, I think he went too far. I think he went just for ratings. Fine, I can understand that, and you want to go talk to him about it. But in that space and forum, and you got to take some responsibility is all I'm saying. I think it was an overreaction on his part. I think it was an overreaction on Stephen A's part. And I love the commentary that I got from different individuals throughout the day, just saying, well, he doesn't talk about other NBA players' sons. And I'm glad they brought that up. They brought up Bobo. They brought up Gary Payton Jr., Seth Curry, and a few other folks, Kenyon Martin Jr., which is really, really fair points and fair criticism. I can't think of a time outside of the NBA Finals when Gary Payton Jr. was brought up, or really deep in the playoffs where Seth Curry was brought up. I think he was with the Mavericks maybe on a playoff run. And I get it. He's a journeyman and stuff like that. People are saying, why don't you go hard on them? Why are you picking on Bronny? With all due respect, they earned their NBA careers, and I will not back down from that point. They got drafted to a franchise. They got brought in. They earned their spot. It was not a person that said, I am the best player in the NBA. I'm the face. I'm going to make the Los Angeles Lakers draft my son in the second round and make him play in the first quarter. We could debate all of this all day. That did not happen for those other four. Steph Curry did not strong arm the Golden State Warriors to draft Steph Curry to get his brother, or Dale Curry strong arm the Charlotte Hornets to say, no, you got to draft Seth right now. That did not happen. That didn't happen with Gary Payton Jr. That didn't happen with Kenyon Martin. Loris Soul didn't happen with Bobo and his father that's passed. Yeah, they may get a look. They know they got NBA pedigree. They know they got NBA genetics and athleticism and maybe been around the professionals and know how to conduct themselves. But that only goes so far. You actually got to play. You have to play. Gary Payton Jr. earned it. Earned it. You talk about, going back and forth and going to different teams and different franchises. He's earned his spot. Bobo earned his spot. He's been, a very talented player, just hasn't been able to show all of his talents, but he's an NBA player. You can see it. Boom. Bronny, I'm not going to lie to you. And when I watch him in the G League, he looks like a damn good NBA player, for sure. He can score. He looks way more patient and relaxed. But when he gets to NBA court, I have not seen it. I've seen him score, but I have not seen him be what he is in the G League, right? So with that being said, what I'm saying is I'm not saying Bronny's not an NBA player. He is not an NBA player on the Los Angeles Lakers at this point in time, if not for everything that happened. So I don't like the whole argument that other NBA sons aren't brought up. And none of them play for the Los Angeles Lakers, FYI. So I just want to wrap this up because I think that both of these gentlemen are wrong in certain respects. I understand LeBron a whole lot, because this child, your firstborn, wants to play in the NBA so bad. He almost lost his life doing what he loves, and he's out there playing with you, and you want to have that experience. And anybody that says something about that, you could be overly sensitive to. But you got to take responsibility of everything that's happened around it. You hijacked the Los Angeles Lakers, bro. Like, there's no sugarcoating that. There's no sugar. You could have did that with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would say the same thing. You've hijacked franchises and made them draft your son and play your son. And made them draft and trade and hire the coach you want. And Stpehen A, bro, you got too much money. Like, bro, you got too much money already. You got a $100 million contract to continue to go further than you need to on Bronny James. You kept it real. You said what you had to say. I think that anytime you got 2 or 3 segments and you're looking at his averages and numbers and putting that up on there, I understand where you're coming from. But yeah, that could elicit a certain response. And if you get that response, you gotta eat it, bro. You got to eat it. I would be totally okay in that exchange that you had with LeBron to say, tell your son to retire then. I'll stop talking about him. Tell your son to retire then. I will stop talking about him. I would completely respect that and understand that. That's within your right. I'll be 100% with you in that. Where I'm not 100% with you is you say those kind of segments, you have that response, and now you're using that response to monetize, whether that's First Take or your own show, and you already got a $100 million contract when a lot of it has been talking about LeBron over the years. So if y'all think I'm tripping, just get in the comments. Or you support what I'm saying, please get in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you all. Heritage Sports.